All right, good evening and welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. Today is our first trial run of Alpha Blue, the new Rules Light Sci-Fi smut RPG by my good friend Venger Satanis. We're going to do character creation and everything right here so that we can have it kind of recorded and see how it all works out. And then we're going to do a little bit of an intro adventure here on the floating space station, the traveling space station turned brothel known as Alpha Blue. It's kind of like DS9 with lots of drugs and hookers. So, you guys all have seen the character creation kind of charts. So, yeah, let's see. Let me actually pull mine up here, and we're just going to go one by each step. We start off with occupations. What about you, Andrew? Have you decided which occupation you want to follow?
Not really. I'm still kind of up in the air.
Okay. As you know, anyway, there are the two tables. So there's a scoundrel career and a respectable career table. So you would normally get two rolls that you can divide up between the two, or you can just pick them. You don't have to roll them if you don't want to. You can choose. However, if you want to choose one of the following, then you only get a single occupation. That's if you want to roll on the something special table, create an alien, or play a mutant.
I would do scoundrel, and what the other one was reputable.
Yeah, you can either take two scoundrel occupations, you can take one scoundrel and one respectable occupation, two respectable occupations, or if you want to try to roll on the something special table or play a mutant, then you want to get one occupation between the two charts. So,
two scoundrel. Next question.
Double scoundrel. Do you have the charts there, Andy, just to look at, or?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, the choices are, you can either roll randomly or you can choose from these 8 choices. Bounty Hunter, Mercenary, Pirate, Gambler, Conman, Assassin, Pimp, and Smuggler.
There are no bad choices there.
I'm going to be a pimp and a gambler.
Excellent. So Andrew is playing a pimp and gambler. Fantastic. Okay. And also, just while I have you here, we'll go with the subtable of Are You a Wanted Man? And in this case, I think we'll actually roll. Do you have a D4 handy, or would you like me to roll one for you? Or
I'll roll it. Actually, I'm going to retcon that, though. I think I'm going to be a pimp and a bounty hunter instead.
Sure. No problem. Pimp and bounty hunter.
I got to have some kind of fighting capability.
That's how you get your merchandise.
Yeah. I got a 1.
A 1. So you have been careful, and law enforcement is ignorant of your plans for now.
Damn straight.
You're not wanted at this time. How about you, Caius? Have you given
I'll
me
just go with 2 dice rolls.
2 dice rolls. Do you want to roll both on the scoundrel, both on the respectable, or one of each?
I'll go one of each.
Excellent. So go with the scoundrel roll first.
Oh, 5
that's
for
fine.
the scoundrel.
Okay, the scoundrel roll is Conman.
Conman.
I'm going to write this
And
down.
technician.
Take notes. And 2 is, technician. So you're a conman and a technician. Technician being your kind of respectable career.
If I reverse those round, what would they be? If I
Nice.
got 2
If you
of the,
reverse them around, you would be a mercenary medic.
I'll go for mercenary medic, if that's all right.
Yeah. Man, I wish I was writing in pencil. All right. Mercenary medic. Excellent. And roll a d4 to see if your mercenary career has gotten in any trouble with the law yet.
3.
So, at least one officer of the law has taken a keen interest in your illegal activities.
Okay.
Excellent. I'll write that down here just for my own notes. Okay, Troy, how about yourself?
Yeah, I've already fleshed mine out a little bit. I'm going to go technician, so I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to roll on the something special chart for the secondary thing.
Okay, so you're just a respectable technician and roll on the something special. So that is D4, right? Yep, D4.
Yeah, sure. So I did flesh it out even more. The technician aspect of my character is he was a explosive specialist, and he did so for the Terran Federation. So he's like an ex-military dude.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 on the something special, which is noble.
So you have access to people, places, and things that most people cannot get near. You have the sophistication of an aristocrat, vast resources, and a small network of spies in your employ. You also start out with a personal shielding device, and women have to curtsy in your presence. That's interesting. So you're a noble. So you have one of those personal shielding devices. Remember that. So that subtracts a d6 from any dice pool to attack you.
Underneath equipment, shielding device.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Interesting.
Doesn't really work with my character concept, but...
No?
Well, I'll go with it. I'm dishonorably discharged from the military anyway, so maybe I went back to my noble roots.
Yeah.
Went back to my influential family after I was kicked out of the military.
Just because you're a noble doesn't mean you had to have been on your best behavior.
That's right.
Sometimes people of privilege get in more trouble than the others because they think they can push the boundaries. So, all right, Whitey.
Okay, well I'm going to go for a single roll on Scoundrel, and I think I'm going to be an alien as well.
Excellent. So go for your Scoundrel roll.
7.
That came up Pimp. Do you want to go with that? Are you cool with it? Or if you want, I'll let you roll again since Andrew is already a Pimp. If you don't want to be a Pimp as well.
Yeah, I'll re-roll that then.
That's fine. It's up to you. I'm not trying to discourage you from playing a Pimp. But...
No, that was one of the ones I'm possibly least likely to play. Let's see what we do. 6.
Assassin.
A bit less. Ooh.
Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Excellent.
I am the
Whitey
assassin.
is an alien assassin. Roll your wanted level. Roll d4. And then we'll get to the alien thing. Ooh, shit. There is a full-scale manhunt for you. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah,
Nice.
stick with me, guys.
Well, that could be why you're on Alpha Blue, maybe. You know, it's one of the last kind of havens. It's a neutral territory type thing. Now, aliens. Let's see here. Skip all the mutation stuff and get to aliens. Yeah, it's a D30. Do you want to randomize your alienness, or do you want to choose from the...
I'll do it all as randomly as possible.
Okay. You don't have a D30, I presume. I'll roll one for you here.
Yeah.
Rolled an 18. You are a gelatinous alien. And how big are you?
Whitey will be providing the lube for this section.
Hey, he doesn't need to use lube. He is lube. Go ahead and roll a D10 for your size.
This could be funny. More funny. Alright, here we go. 4.
You are the size of a space dwarf. So you are a dwarfish, gelatinous alien. And we still need to roll on the alienisms chart, which is, oh, it looks like a D100. Yep, D100.
74.
74 says, you believe that robots have been programmed for servitude, and you wish to liberate every slave you come across with inspirational freedom phrases. There are a lot of robots on Alpha Blue, I'm just saying. Okay. So I think then we move on to the next stage of character creation. Is there more beyond that? Prior experiences now. This is a 3-part table to give your character a little more background So you can roll a d6, d8, and d12 to find out something you probably didn't already know about your character. Your character's name is Ghouls, Troy, yeah?
Yeah, his name is Mike Backlund, but he goes by Ghouls now because of his disformed
Excellent.
appearance.
So, Andrew, you got a 3. What is that, a 1? Sorry, I can't see that. 1 and a 10. Yeah, 3, 1, and a 10. So, the first time you had sexual relations with an alien life form, you ran afoul of oozing marauders, overcoming the Aurora eclipse on Cygnus Alpha was no piece of star cake. Wait, huh? Did I read this right? Yep, okay, that's right. So, the first time you had sex with an alien life form, you ran afoul of oozing marauders. Overcoming the Aurora eclipse on Cygnus Alpha was no piece of star cake. So either you get a +1 to Constitution, or a one-time reroll on something Constitution-based.
+1 Constitution.
There you go. Okay. Caius, what did you get? 2,
I got a 2, 2, and 7.
Okay. Your native dome was bombarded by heavy artillery, and you found and joined up with a local group of rebels. A group of alien humanoids took you in, helped you make your way through the galaxy. This is good for 1 reroll.
Could you just repeat that?
Yep. Your native dome was bombarded by heavy artillery, and you found and joined up with a local group of rebels. Ugh. A group of alien humanoids took you in and helped you make your way through the galaxy. This is good for 1 reroll.
Okay.
Troy, you got 5, 2, and 11.
That's
So
correct.
you finally left the colony because there was no food and you were starving, and you found and joined up with a local group of rebels. You were captured and used as a sex slave by moisture farmers. You always get advantage on social interactions with other sex workers. Or with
Man,
sex workers.
I've had a rich life already. That's good. Sex slave for moisture farmers. Was that right?
Yeah, that's right. Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru, they were moisture farmers.
I know.
Now, Whitey, what do we got here? 2, a 6,
6.
and a 7. So your native dome was bombarded with heavy artillery, and a group of rebels invited you to a party. You drank way too much space beer, and then again, a group of alien humanoids took you in and helped you make your way through the galaxy. So that's good for 1 reroll. A lot of alien space rebels here, like taking people in and. Okay, now let's see. Fashion of the future. So, I don't know if you guys can see that chart. I think it's on the charts I sent to you. But if not, then we can roll on them. So basically there's purpose-driven wardrobe and color coordination and clothing fabric to be determined. If you want to roll, you roll a d4 for the wardrobe itself. You roll 3 d20s for the color coordination and 1 d10 for the fabric. Oh shit! And then another d20 for an accompaniment on the clothing. So it would be a d4, 3 d20s, 1 d10, and another d20. Guys, you've already got yours up there, so I'll go with yours first. So you have a casual wardrobe, like essentially space pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
The color coordinations that you rolled are cream, black, and navy blue. You rolled a 4 for the fabric, which means it's made of corduroy space pajamas. And the accompaniment is head and wristbands. Andrew, you've got Also got essentially space pajamas. When I think of space pajamas, I think kind of like the Star Trek The Next Generation uniforms, you know? They were very pajama-like onesies. Your colors are, is that a 17, 115? Is that what I read? It's magenta,
Yep.
flesh tone, and black. The fabric is denim, and the accompaniment is elbow patches. Troy's got, he's got sexy space pajamas, leisure uniform. His colors are 3, 14, and 18. White, gold, and pink. The fabric itself is spandex, and it is accompanied by flowing robes. Mr. Noble with the flash gear.
Ric Flair.
Exactly what I was thinking. And let's see, Whitey. Okay, you rolled a 1 on the uniform itself. So it's just a straight up uniform. The color coordination you got is yellow, green, deep purple, and black. The fabric is satin, and your accompaniment is fringe. Finally, well, maybe not finally. I shouldn't say finally yet because I don't know if it is for sure finally. You get weapons. So your first weapon is free. You can either roll it randomly or choose one from this list of 20 options. And I'm going to turn off that beeping machine behind me. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I just went with the standard laser pistol. There's some frisbees there, I think.
Yeah, I think frisbee is one of the options. It's a neon frisbee, to be specific. But I'll read off the list, and if anyone wants to choose, you can, or if you want to roll randomly, you can. So the choices are blaster, or heavy blaster if you're human-sized or larger. Laser pistol, or a laser rifle if you're human-sized or larger.
That's what I went with, Ian.
A phaser, a Spectrum Liberator ray gun, an energy sword, a phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range, a laser crossbow, a sonic shotgun, a thermal detonator, a neon frisbee, an unlicensed nuclear accelerator, a pulse rifle, a weirding module, vorpal chainsword, laser nunchucks and throwing stars, a vortex equalizer, a scatter beam sidearm, a warp hammer, a laser whip, or an ultra glaive.
I'm going laser whip for sure.
Cool. Troy, you said you went with laser rifle?
Just a pistol, laser pistol.
Oh, you want laser pistol? Okay, as you wish. Caius? Anything tickle your fancy? Oh, you're muted, mate.
I'll go for the ultra glaive.
Ultra glaive, excellent. Did you ever see that movie Krull?
Yep.
I don't. Not sure. I can't remember it.
Or are you thinking more along the lines of a polearm glaive? You can do that too if you like.
I'm thinking of a polearm sort of laser.
Okay, cool, no problem. And Whitey?
I'm going for the nunchucks and throwing stars like a true assassin.
Very good.
Like a true dwarf. Gelatinous assassin.
You also get 500 plus 1D 100 blue bucks. So I'll just say you guys go off 600 blue bucks. I'll give you the max.
Don't.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Any additional weapon costs you around 500 plus 1D 100 blue bucks. I apologize. How much do you get to start?
It depends on. As I remember, it depends on whether you've taken criminal or respectable professions. You get more as a criminal.
Right. Yeah, I actually didn't see anything in here about starting cash, so...
I can't remember where it was, but...
I think it might even be on the front page.
Might be.
13.
might be way back here at the very beginning of character creation. Okay, occupations. Oh yeah, so every time you roll on a scoundrel career table, you receive 2d6 times 100 blue bucks. So, Andrew, you had 2 scoundrel professions, so I'm going to give you just straight up 1,200 blue bucks. Caius, you rolled 1 of each, is that right?
Yeah, 1 of each.
So I'll give you the maximum, which would be 1d6 for the respectable and 2d6, isn't it? Yeah, 1d6 for respectable, so that's 6 plus... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Actually, Andrew, you should have double that. You should have 2,400 because it's double for scoundrel. So you would have 1,200 for your scoundrel career plus 600 for your respectable career, so you have 1,800, Caius.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, you would have just 1d6 times 100, so you'd have 600 blue bucks. And Whitey, you also would have... Well, you chose scoundrel, so you'd have 1,200.
Yep.
It's interesting that the noble has the least amount of money.
But I also have the vast, or access to vast resources.
True. So if I'm looking back at the equipment, stuff to buy, yeah, there's not much that you'd really be able to afford, I guess. I mean, if anybody wants to buy a personal shielding device, that would cost you 1,100 blue bucks.
Oh yeah, I'm buying that.
A star shield would cost... Oh, a star shield would cost, let's see here, 460 blue bucks. This is armor type stuff. A black sleeveless jacket would cost 320 blue bucks. I'm just maximizing everything just to keep it simple. Light tactical assault bodysuit would cost 1,400 blue bucks. Battle armor would cost 2,400 blue bucks. Heavy tactical assault bodysuit, yeah, it was all your price range would be 5,600 blue bucks, etc. Heavy artillery. Oh shit! I don't know if we can afford that either. That's fine. Right.
What was the tactical light bodysuit? That was 1,000.
1,400. 1,400.
I'll take one of those.
Okay, so that gives you an armor rating of 2. It's basically a damage reduction of 2.
I bought a personal shielding device.
Right. So just keep in mind then that you also get to subtract 1d6 of any attack rolls against you. I mean, 1d6 is removed from the dice pool against you.
Well, I've purchased one of those as well.
Sounds like a good way to go.
No, I had the shielding device already from my
You did,
character.
yep. That's correct. You have what? You have 600? No, you had 1,200.
I had 600 blue bucks, but I'd like to get like some kind of a tempered military vest or something, just as a part of my background, so I could take off that silly robe. I'm just joking. It's all good.
If you want to, you could draw on your vast personal resources to get something better. Yeah. Do you want battle armor or a light tactical assault bodysuit?
Sure. I'll take the bodysuit. That's an armor of 2, is it?
Yep, it is.
Okay, I'll go with that.
I don't think it's an abuse of the rules, since you are a noble and you're supposed to have access to vast resources, even if you don't have a lot of extra cash in your pocket. Cool. There's also an option here. You can roll on your astrological signs to kind of decide what kind of a personal vibe your character has if you want, but I'm not going to make you guys roll on that really if you don't want to right now. Figure if you want to, you can. It's a D12, but otherwise we just go ahead with whatever personalities you want to put onto your characters. Known associates. So this is something to roll on. This is a group that knows you or that you know. It connects you to the world and helps to establish your place within it. Following organizations listed can further your campaign, as the very next table shows. If you roll the same result twice, keep it and roll separately on the current relationship table. So that mean you're supposed to roll twice? Oh, no, you only roll once, but then if you roll a 29, you get to roll twice, or a 30, you get to roll 3 times. But I think, again, I'm the only one with a D30, aren't I? So, we'll start with Andrew. By the way, did you come up with a name yet for your pimp bounty hunter?
Yeah, Flash Starlancer.
That's a fucking great space name. Very pimp-like, too. Okay, Flash Starlancer. Now just to see. Okay, I rolled an 8 on known associates. Okay, you have a relationship with the Alpha Complex. The nature of that relationship, I get to roll twice, is the nature of your relationship. Okay, it says here the nature of that relationship is boss and nemesis. I'm going to have to fucking look up and find out what the hell the Alpha Complex was. If they're actually in here, or I don't even know if they actually are. Just double check real quick. I think you might have to just kind of make it up and tell me what you think they are.
I think they're a group of moisture farmers that abduct people and sell them into sex slavery.
I love it. Excellent. So the relationship is boss and nemesis that I rolled on there. So do you want to say that you worked for them at one time and now you're enemies with them, or something along those lines, or how do you want to flip that around?
They used to pay me to abduct people.
Excellent.
What was their name? What was the name of the group?
The Alpha Complex.
The Alpha Complex.
Caius, do you have a name for your mercenary medic?
Karlak the Scalpel.
Ooh, how do you spell Karlak?
Karlac.
Karlac. The Scalpel. Nice. Now I'll roll for your known associates. You have a previous relationship with Paranoia Blue, a tactical combat squad.
Mm-hmm.
And your relationship with them was an employee. Oh, so if I'm reading that correctly, then I guess you could have previously been a boss within the Alpha Complex Starlancer. So, but you, anyway, Karlak the Scalpel, were an employee of the, what do I call it again? Paranoia Blue Tactical Combat Squad. Makes sense, being a mercenary, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Troy, should I say ghouls? Your relationship is with Alpha Omega Apocalyptic Cult. You have a very interesting backstory, sir. And your relationship with them was a love interest. So you had a love interest with a member of the Alpha, the Alpha Omega Apocalyptic Cult. Okay. And why did you have a name for your jelly assassin?
Slimer.
Slimer.
You've been slimed, is my catchphrase.
Wow. You have a previous relationship with RABTP. Oh, this works really well, actually, with your character, I think, which is an organization, the acronym is for Robots Are Better Than People. Weren't you the one that rolled the thing about, that robots
Are better than people, indeed.
Okay, and your relationship with Robots Are Better Than People is an old classmate. So you have an old classmate that's a member of that group. Maybe that's where you got your idea that robots are basically just programmed slaves and they deserve to be freed.
Indeed.
Okay, so there's your previous relationships. Okay. There's other shit in here too we can roll if you want to roll. We can roll for sexual fantasies and fetishes. Let me see here. Is this for PCs? Yep. Yeah, well, why not? Let's go ahead and roll on these. We get a D30 each. So back to Flash Starlancer. or pimp, bounty hunter, you have your sexual fantasy or fetish involves crying, sobbing, weeping, tears, etc. You can turn that around however you want, whether it's your own crying, sobbing, and weeping, or if it's your partner's, or both. I'll let you decide. And your favorite part of a woman, or would you prefer to be interested in men? How would you choose?
We'll do women.
Your favorite part of a woman is the butt. Caius, or should I say Karlak the scalpel. Are you into dudes or chicks?
Just let me roll the dice.
No problem at all.
Just a second, chicks.
Chicks, okay. So here we go. Your fetish and favorite part of a woman. Your fetish is to do with non-anthropomorphic objects. And your favorite part of a woman is the legs. Ghouls. Oh, sorry.
Anthropomorphic odd.
Yes, non-anthropomorphic objects. So objects that have no kind of nothing to do with people, basically. Anthropomorphic would be something that has human-like shapes and qualities and stuff. But you have sexual fetish involving non-human like objects. So maybe you like to have sex with, I don't know, fucking
Slimer.
Air conditioning units or something, who knows? Ghouls. Chicks or dudes?
Oh, I'm definitely a chicks kind of guy.
Somebody's compensating. Okay. Your fetish is to do with someone much older or younger than yourself.
I like the old ladies, the cougars. I'm a cougar hunter.
And your favorite part of a woman is the breasts.
Could do worse, I guess.
And Slimer. Chicks or dudes?
Yep. The female equivalent.
So your fetish is spanking, whipping, and flogging. And you also like breasts.
Well, got two uses for my nunchucks now.
Ooh, here's an interesting one. We'll probably skip this for now, but just for future reference. Most games, player characters start out with a meager amount of cash, barely enough to get by on the essentials. This is an option for adventurers to start out with more, but at what cost? Roll once on these three tables for every 10,000 blue bucks that a character owes. So there's a chart here of what kind of debt do you owe to whom and what's going to happen if you don't make your regular payments. So that if you wanted to take out a loan of, say, 10,000 blue bucks, you would roll a D4, a D8, a D6. I'm just going to do this for fun, just to get a result and tell you guys what it would be. So if I rolled that right here, right now, I got you owe a debt of secrets. You're supposed to spy on your financier's enemies. You owe this to a low-level galactic gangster. Oh, sorry, no, you owe this, I apologize, to a shadowy alien of unknown origin. And if you do not make regular payments, in this case, give regular secrets, they will shake you down for whatever you have when it's least convenient. So that's an interesting option in the rules here.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we now have our character set up. Let me just see here now. Go back to the intro of the game itself. Oh, maybe actually, I think I was going the right direction in the first place. I was. There's a whole bunch of stuff here about factions, but I just want to get to the bits about Alpha Blue itself. Here you go. Now, what is Alpha Blue? It is the 23rd century, specifically the year 2269. And you, okay, here it is. Sorry, I'm just reading the introduction. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Put down the life-size slave Leia figure and pay attention. This is important. A long time ago on a planet called Earth, there was a species of intelligent, hairless apes known as Homo sapien, also known as man. Somehow, cavemen evolved into the specimen that we have today, Homo sumum, also known as Homo supreme. With his slow but sure transformation came technology. Outer space was conquered by the 23rd century, yet man's inner space has not even been fully discovered. That part of the equation was woefully underdeveloped. His sexuality, for one, never strayed far from those shadowy caves from which he first emerged. Since man couldn't be bothered to fully understand himself as a sexual being, he did the next best thing: regulation. Organizing, directing, ordering, suppressing, channeling, sublimating, limiting, restricting, closing it off, all of these came naturally to man. And so it came to pass that sex would be kept under lock and key like some kind of dangerous yet indispensable weapon. Various sexual revolutions sprang up: the Pimp Wars, the Love Riots, Society 69, the Libertarian Coalition, and the Freedom to Fuck Act of 2169. In fact, it was a decade after that act's resolution that man's need to control his inner darkness resurfaced with renewed vigor. A space station was constructed and launched into space orbiting the Earth. They called it Alpha Blue, and it's where they sent the oversexed. Anyone with the least tendency towards sex addiction or nymphomania was exiled to Alpha Blue, where they were inundated with a menagerie of therapy techniques. One of these experimental techniques was stimulus overload. Early test results looked promising. Deviants would get so much sex that it became boring to them. Yay, humanity can be cured. Of course, long-term results showed just the opposite. The more sex the people got, the more they craved. Eventually, the inmates began running the asylum. Alpha Blue was decommissioned, regarded as an abject failure, and abandoned by the newly formed Terran Federation. Alpha Blue itself evolved into a space brothel. Some claim it to be the best little whorehouse in the universe. Today, it's an entire city built upon sin, like a futuristic disco version of Las Vegas. Not only does it provide for sexual pleasure, there's also drinking, drugs, gambling, art, fashion, music, dance, sports, and entertainment. Parts of the space station are just as wild as the Old West, while certain sections have mellowed considerably, becoming gentrified in order to accommodate bourgeois sensibilities. Eccentric and eclectic, some call it one of the last bastions of freedom. For a space station, Alpha Blue isn't always stationary. It drifts here and there quite a bit, picking up new talent and clientele from nearby inhabited planets. Of course, Alpha Blue attracts its share of scum and villainy too. How could it not, with a population of 500,000? Sorry, lost my page there. With a population of 500,000 and all that money, vice, and deregulation, there's opportunity for all sorts. So that's a quick description of Alpha Blue itself and how it came to be. So do you guys want to whip up something all together as far as like kind of bringing yourselves together, or do you want me to do one of these kind of randomized events to just to kind of give something, for impetus, if you will?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do the random thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do. If you want to just give me a minute to pull something together here real quick, take a real quick bio break if everyone wants to get something to drink or something to eat real fast. I'll have this ready in just a minute. Here we go. I've actually found my chart, so. What do you think so far, Troy, Caius?
Oh, I mean, well, sounding promising. I can't quite imagine how it goes yet, but
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
yeah.
May I ask how many pages the system and game is? The total
With all the
package?
charts and everything, it's 114 pages, I think.
Okay,
But I mean, it's a lot of charts.
right.
The bulk of it's charts. I'm actually, in fact, right now, I'm just kind of rolling up a few things off of random charts.
Is
Yeah.
other game that you played on the OSG is similar in size, in scope?
No, I mean, size-wise, this is almost treble the size of the other two games of his that I have.
Oh, wow.
And the system's a little bit more crunchy. The one that I play tested and that I ran, super rules light.
That's the one with the dragon on the cover?
No. It's the other one. It's the kind of what'd you call it? The supernatural investigation game.
Cool. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Just going to grab a drink.
No problem. I'm just, like I said, I'm just rolling up on a few charts here and coming up with a quick little randomized adventure scenario. Okay, that's a good one. What do you think so far, Caius?
This it's an interesting setting, but I'll just see how it goes.
It's definitely really bizarre.
It's bizarre, but I like what we've come up with. It's sort of interesting.
There's so much stuff you can randomize in here that you could, you could like play. Every game would be different for a very long time, I think. You know what I mean? Like just the amount of different stuff you can do with characters. Nobody even made up a mutant.
Yeah.
So.
It's just all how it all comes together. The law officer that's chasing you, the past in the tactical combat squad, my hometown bombarded, etc., and then how that all ties in with everybody else's story and what happens in the main adventure. Just have to see.
Okay, excellent. I think we are going to start the game. It sounds like a cool place. We're going to start in the casino. It sounds like a great place to start off. We'll wait for Andrew to get back. I'll just let you guys know. I'll give you kind of a rundown just of the different sections too of the station, just so you know the main kind of places within. There's a lot of places, in fact.
Well, 500,000. It's a city.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's a huge station. You got all kinds of information in here, like different locations of the station, different factions, lots of cool stuff for different types of robots and shit. There are there's an organization called the ZI.
Oh yeah, I came across
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're inspired by.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah. And there's a few different types of knights, right? There's the knights in white satin. There's the knights in black satin, and then there's the knights in alpha blue satin. So the knights in white satin are the good guys that protect the weak and help the helpless. Teach ignorant savages of the universe about the way, which is basically a version of the Force, an ancient spiritual practice that allows an individual to become one with the universal consciousness. The knights in black satin, however, are not so good. They use the way to prey upon the weak and destroy all who oppose them. And then the knights in alpha blue satin, these rogue knights were never truly persuaded by either light or darkness. They decided to find their own way in the world. Specifically, they found the space station brothel known as Alpha Blue. Some see themselves as defenders of damsels in distress, others as space-age Casanovas. The rest dispense vigilante justice when the Federation cybercops or the computer aren't looking. Yeah, there is a massive, one major computer intelligence that kind of runs all the other computers on the station too. It's called JCN, or some people just call it Jason. Andrew's still away. Okay. When did he type that? He's needed 5 more minutes. Be right back. Not sure. Okay.
So I know you said that this place is usually anchored outside of Earth and that it has the capability of moving.
No, it tends to kind of drift through space now, actually. It was originally in Earth orbit, yeah.
But it's still in our solar system. It's not intergalactic or anything.
Doesn't really say, but I get the feeling that it is kind of more interstellar, yeah.
Cool. If we're picking up slime dwarves and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright guys, sorry about that, I'm back.
No, it's okay, man. So I was just going to go real quick and give you guys a quick overview of the station then itself. So the space hookers, or star whores, if you will, on the station are also known as, they call themselves satisfiers. They're the satisfiers of Alpha Blue. There's thousands of women aboard the space station at any given moment, and almost all of them can be talked into a good time, but less than 100 of them are actual satisfiers. The satisfiers are the very specialized,
right? The pros.
Yeah, the whores of Alpha Blue. So, they A third of all money paid for sex-related goods and services do go directly to Alpha Blue in the form of taxes. This provides for routine upkeep and maintenance, repairs, research, development, crew salaries, pensions, and bribes. So because of this lucrative prostitution business on the space station, there are no other taxes or fees that are levied. Makes Alpha Blue a coveted tax haven for many wealthy individuals in the Tri-Galaxy area. So there you go, Tri-Galaxy area, so 3 galaxies, I guess. Rooms come in 1 and 3 sizes. You can get 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedrooms, and they're divided into either standard or luxury accommodations. So for a standard room, a single bedroom would cost you 25 blue bucks a night. 2 bedroom would be 50 blue bucks a night, and 75 blue bucks a night for 3 bedroom. In the luxury accommodations, those costs are 100, 200, and 300 blue bucks a night. Setifiers set their own rates for the services. It's all subjected, depending on the client, what's expected, familiarity, duration, mood, additional participants, satisfiers, etc. Regarding currency, basically it's just as simple as whatever currency you bring to the station, when you convert it to blue bucks, you get half as much. So if you bring $6,000, you get 3,000 blue bucks. If you bring 20,000 strips of gold pressed platinum, you get 10,000 blue bucks. And then when you exchange your blue bucks going out, so you have 7,000 blue bucks back, you simply get an even exchange back. So you only get 7,000 platinum strips back, for example. Exchange rates, they're killer. Regarding frontier law, in the majority of sections, it's a lot like the Wild West. You can openly carry weapons everywhere you go. If somebody draws on you, cheats at Smuggler's Quarry, which is their version of poker, steals your hoverboard, calls your whore a cunt, etc., nobody's going to arrest you for airing them out in public. Whoever you kill, assuming you had a good reason for murdering them, you get to rifle through their belongings and keep whatever they've got on them at the time. Anything not physically on their person at the time of death goes to pay various expenses, fees, taxes, and survivor's benefits. Okay. Alpha Blue has a centralized computer system that's usually referred to by itself as the Great Computer. Everyone else in the space station calls it the computer, or by its manufacturer name, JCN, or Jason. Jason manages all the other computers aboard the space station, making sure they're calibrated and working in proper working order. Basically, he just keeps the station running smoothly. The captains come and go. It says here, basically, Alpha Blue's captain is a similar position to Spinal Tap's drummer, an ever-revolving door of semi-suitable applicants who need to be replaced at regular intervals. Because being captain is the hardest job on the whole station, and one is surrounded by the decadent delights of Alpha Blue, many cannot take the pressure. Okay, the Orgasmatron is a very important device. Actually, well, it's a type of device. There are many Orgasmatrons on the station. It's a machine created in the late 21st century to simulate human orgasm. There are 2 types of Orgasmatrons. The first is a large cylinder, not unlike an elevator or walk-in closet with rounded corners, made for up to 7 people. The second is a chrome-colored sphere about the size of a volleyball, designed a few decades later for individual use, although up to 3 people can participate at a slightly lower intensity. During use of both versions of the Orgasmatron, participants are bathed in deep ultramarine illumination as the pleasure receptors in the brain are stimulated. The blue light is not just aesthetic, it's a side effect of the process. Orgasmatrons open a dimensional rift into an alien world called Metabellus 3 1/3. Not much is known about Metabellus 3 1/3 except for its ability to heighten the senses of those exposed to its 3 1/3 blue suns. Okay. Anything else to say about the Orgasmatrons? Basically, that's just gives you the idea. Penetration blue and mind condoms. So sex experience via Orgasmatrons can be just as real, if not more so, than old-fashioned intercourse with its fluid exchange, pleasurable pain, and flesh smacking. But the ultramarine illumination does more than just simulate sex, it fucks with your mind too. Lone participants aren't at much risk unless they've got unwanted thoughts, syndromes, 1 in 12 chance. However, multiple Orgasmatron participants should be careful. Opening up one's subconscious to the blue light also leaves one vulnerable to their fellow participants. Indeed, sexual companionship can increase pleasure, but also lead to dark and scary places. Safety-conscious participants should use a mind condom to protect them from competing and dominant sexual appetites. A mind condom looks like an oversized, translucent rubber sheath that is pulled over the top of one's head. If you go past your eyebrows, you know your mind condom is too far down. Those who choose to be more adventurous or reckless can raw dog it as much as they want. Forgoing a mind condom is known as penetration blue in today's vernacular. There are also little gel caps filled with aquamarine blue liquid called Blue Dreamers. The mega corporation who designed it purposely made the blue color as close as they could to the ultramarine hue of an orgasmatron emitter. Basically, Blue Dreamers prime the pump, getting humanoids to take them ready for sex. The drug simultaneously makes people a little bit numb, relaxed, euphoric, and horny, all while heightening their senses. It's customary for humans to take a Blue Dreamer or two, 3 is pushing it, a few minutes before engaging in retro sex or an orgasmatron. Blue Dreamers start working instantaneously and last for about an hour before their effects generally subside. They're sold in packs of 10, 25, 50, and 100 for approximately 1 credit per Blue Dreamer. The drug is in such high demand that discounts on bulk purchasing is rare unless you buy thousands of units or more. You know the big multi-person hookahs with tubes that let people smoke flavored tobacco? In the future, they have smaller ones for individuals. No one smokes cigarettes or cigars anymore, but many people use a personal hookah, also known as a narakia. And then, of course, there are lots of different types of drugs available on the station. You can get, just to list a few, well, I'll list the main 12 that are listed here. You can get space cocaine, LS-triple-D, Nyborg, crystalline meth, acid meth, melting clock, Pink Floyd, Sex Panther juice, Lucky Charms, Thunderfuck Uranus, Blue Sunshine, and Wizardbreed. And of course, you also have to watch out for things such as venereal disease. I think it goes without being said when you're hanging out in a space brothel all the time. Okay. Well, then, just lastly, to give you the different major sections on the station. Let me get, here we go. There is the Casino Royale Blue. There is a spa. There's the library. There's the Blue Julius, which is the best smoothie bar in the galaxy. There's the Blue Velvet Lounge. There is a space station restaurant and space station bar. There's the Blue Light District. This is where most of the professional sex happens, sometimes out in the open, other times behind closed doors. There are the Orgasmatron stations, which are several fixed stations for orgasmatronic sex. The stations are large enough to house entire groups. There's the central control, which none of you would have access to. That's basically the bridge, if you want to call it that. It's, you know, what they call it in DS9, Andrew? It was,
what area? The bridge?
Yeah, it was Command Center, was it, or something like that? Yeah.
Something like that.
There is the Blue Balls Court, which is where the various Blue Balls teams play sports. The court is long and narrow on a neon blue grid and full of obstacles, preventing players from scoring their blue balls too easily. Stadium seating surrounds each court. There's a medical bay, a bot repair bay, exercise deck, Alpha Blue University, the institution of higher learning where Space Station teaches students about physics, biology, engineering, politics, art, home economics, etc. There's the Alpha Blue Mall, the Alpha Blue Gift Shop, the Alpha Blue Quasar Palace, which is its own cinema, basically. Variety of movies play on its 3 theater screens. One screen is usually playing whatever movie is currently popular. The second plays popular movies from years ago, and the third one plays vintage porn films. There's also a holodeck. There are, you know, therapy bots, etc. Let me just see, is there anything else, any more sections? I think that's about it for the sections. Yep. There you go. Oh, there's also an arena, which is where humanoids fight, sometimes only for set time periods, but usually until one opponent surrenders. On special occasions, they have death matches where two or more humanoids fight each other until there's only one survivor. Wages are commonly made as to who will win. Fortunes can be made or lost in the arena. Then there's the blue market. So the black market is for the buying and selling of illegal goods and services. The gray market is for buying and selling of semi-legal goods and services. The blue market is for the buying and selling of illegal and semi-legal goods and services related to pleasure. There's Pleasure Dome, which is an area of the space station that holds a big, ongoing, never-ending orgy. At any one given time, there's anywhere from 20 to 80 humanoids in here, along with 1 to 6 machines, all engaging in various acts of depravity. Machines, by machines I mean droids, robots, and such. And then there's several observation decks on the space station, viewing areas with comfortable seating, space bean bags, food and drink can be ordered from attending waiter bots. There's one specific section for astronomical observations, watching stars, planets, and various phenomena that pertain to space travel. Astronomers are always trying to book the room, but are invariably turned away because passengers are already using it for fucking. And yeah, that's all the major different sections that you might want to visit on the station. I think, did I forget anything else? Oh, also just to let you know, there is a there's a teleportation room, basically, where they use teleporters to beam up to 10 humanoids at once. So they can, it's essentially a transporter technology from Star Trek. There is a quarantine area, just for keeping certain passengers and crew separate from the rest in hopes of reducing exposures to any kind of infections or contaminations. And there's a docking bay, where there's always at least one blue flamingo. There can be several blue flamingos depending on the time. But there's always at least one starship at the ready. It's a fast ship and can get in and out of situations quickly and easily, unlike a space station. It has less firepower than the station itself, but better shields, and is, of course, much faster. So if you should have to need, some kind of situation comes up where you need to take a a starship to do some kind of a mission off station. Various maintenance sections. God, there's a lot more sections than I thought there was. There's various maintenance sections. There's a gravity station where it maintains gravity. There's a certified auction house that makes their rounds to Alpha Blue once a month, and the auction slaves. And there's the Ultra Room, which is for voyeurs and exhibitionist performers. This Ultra Room is a hot pink vinyl padded room with copious two-way mirrors on the walls. Those watching can see the performers, but the performers can only see a silhouette of the audience. The room specializes in live sex shows of one type or another. Okay, so there you go. So I thought we would start off in the casino. Is that agreeable?
Yep.
Anybody want to start off somewhere else? No? You don't have to all start off the casino if you don't want to, but...
No, that's good.
Okay. Casino Royale Blue. So this is where all the gambling takes place on Alpha Blue. Patrons are greeted by a constellation of dazzling lights with bizarre geometric translucent shapes of garish hues surrounding them, like some kind of hyperspace chandelier. Looking at it for more than a minute will give you a headache. The overall architecture has a feminine design of slinky pink waves and aqua bubbles with openings in the center for surprise visit glory holes. At the northern side of the casino, and surrounded by a fountain of cake batter flavored space gin, is a tasteful ice sculpture of a woman kneeling on the floor, giving head to a starship trooper who's firing a laser rifle at some unknown enemy. On the southern side of the casino, an artificial sun provides enough heat and light for the 50 or so women in bikinis, some topless, to lay out getting a tan. At least a couple of the girls will need someone to rub suntan lotion on their back, now with super sparkly glitter. The casino contains 36 different tables for a variety of games, about 10 of which are designated strictly to Smuggler's Quarry, which is space poker. The rest are odd and futuristic combinations of roulette, craps, slot machines, whack-a-mole, blue jack, and a sort of giant wheel of fortune full of neon fruit and random amounts of money. Beautiful servers are walking around handing out free drinks and personal hookah tobacco. Essentially for about every 3 or 4 tables, so we'll just say there's about 10 of these guys, there's a grim-looking enforcer who makes sure that everything is on the up and up at the tables. There are luxurious bathrooms tiled with silk marble and Jupiter quartz, Every stall has its own fully functional bidet, even the urinals. Since gambling is illegal in many systems, a lot of the rich and powerful come here to Royale Blue to try their luck and soak in the opulent atmosphere. Obviously, a lot of scum frequent this casino as well. A fat, greasy alien named Cal Brox owns the casino. He used to be a 2-star-bit thug for the Wormslore Syndicate, but he went out on his own after winning the space lottery and opened this casino. The music playing is space disco. So if you want to introduce your character in any kind of way at all, however you wish to do so, I will let you do so now. I'll start with Mr. Andrew Knapp.
Yeah, so if there's space disco going on in the background, you see this like long peacockish stride, little bit of swaying at the shoulders, a man with a space pimp cane. He's got a little bit of a feather behind the ear. He's wearing like a skin-tight, flesh-colored suit basically with black circles around the nipples and on the elbows. He has some kind of tablet in his hand, and he's going around and he's showing the bouncers. And on the tablet is a picture of a man made out of water, a mark that he's been tracking down across the galaxy that's led him here to Alpha Blue, the infamous bandit known as Celsior.
Excellent. And Caius, if you would like to introduce Karlak.
Over at the tanning beds, where the women are laid out, there is a grey, short-haired, middle-aged man just rubbing down the tanning lotion, a special tanning lotion on the legs. He's ignoring the rest of the women, but he's got one hand on one woman's legs and another hand on another woman's leg, and he's just sniffing the legs and rubbing them down, and occasionally looks up warily at the exits. His laser glaive is never far from his reach, and he's got an eye patch over one of his eyes. He wears the blue of the Paranoia Blue outfit, Paranoia Blue marine outfit, and he wears the black that identifies himself as a surgeon, a space surgeon, and he seems to be keeping himself to himself, except for his hands, which are all over the legs of these two women.
Well, at least he's having a good time. Okay, Troy, want to introduce us to ghouls?
Sure. So through the lights and the bubbles of the extravagant casino, you see this gentleman. You think it's a gentleman. He's wearing a gimp mask, so it's hard to tell. But from his stature, you would assume that he would be a man. On each of his arms are two elderly ladies, gray-haired and wrinkled faces. They're holding him and caressing his shoulders as they walk side by side. In his hand, he looks like he has, is it a bat? Is it a large dildo? Some kind of probe of some sort? It's hard to tell. But he's walking towards Flash Starlancer, and he's caressing it as he takes every step closer. You hear him talking to the ladies, and they peel off on each side as he continues his approach to the bounty hunter.
Excellent. And Whitey, you have a very interesting character to introduce.
Okay. Over by the whack-a-mole game, there's a small, short, dumpy figure wearing mostly black clothes with splashes of deep purple upon it and a fringe of yellow and green. And he's got these nunchucks in his hand, and rather than the normal hammer, he's just going whop, whop. The little moles as they peep up. His face and his limbs, where they're exposed, are almost transparent, gelatinous material, and he's just practicing and keeping an eye out every now and then for the big bouncers, practicing, honing his skills, his murderous assassin nunchuck skills.
Would you like to roll 2d6 for me there, Whitey, as you're whacking away at this whack-a-mole game? which you've been feeding your space bucks into.
Oh, crap. 2d6 coming up. Oops. Oh,
We'll take the highest result as a 5. Okay.
5, yeah.
How much did you wager? Say a minimum of 1 space buck, maximum bet of 100 space bucks.
Well, time's been hard, so probably 50.
Okay, congratulations, you won an additional 50. You get your wager back plus 50 more. You have succeeded at this round of whack-a-mole.
Okay, I'll go
Would you
hide.
like to double down and play the next level?
Have I attracted anyone's attention? Have a quick look round.
You don't see any space cops in here at the moment. There are some shady figures over by the bar, but they don't look like cops.
Give it one more.
Roll another 2d6 for me, actually, real quick.
Oh, 3 and 6.
Ooh, 3 and a 6. That's a critical success. Yeah, you're pretty sure that the one fella, he just, everything about him screams bounty hunter.
Oh, shit.
And the other gentleman who's currently walking up to him, he's got the gait of an ex-soldier.
Looks like trouble. I'll sneak my way within listening range.
So you just take your winnings and walk away from the whack-a-mole.
Yeah, I'll try and go via some circuitous route. Climb up a light pole or something like that. Some curtains into the ceiling there. Across through all the light switches, the light fittings. Do, 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 do.
Oh yeah, because you can take gelatinous form, yeah, and you can just kind of Odo-like slime around things.
I don't actually know if that's possible, but if it is,
Sounds good to me. Why not?
That's what I will do. Yes. Yes. So
in that case, this is something you specialize in too as an assassin. Go ahead and give me a 3d6 roll. Just to see if you do so without attracting any attention. Oh yeah.
Yep.
You got a critical success. So you're able to do so. And I'll just say for flavor's sake that when you do so, your clothing it takes the form with you. Probably your clothing actually is part of your form, and you're able to kind of keep your weapon. What was your particular weapon again? Yours was the nunchucks and the throwing stars. You're able to keep them within your,
in my body, yes.
Within your liquid, your gelatinous form, as you do so. So you kind of are scurrying around up there and get yourself up into the lights up above the bar itself, without anybody really noticing you.
Lots of slurping noises.
So, Ghouls, you were approaching Mr. Starlancer.
Yeah, so Starlancer, you would notice as I'm approaching the uniform that I'm wearing, you would immediately recognize it as a Earth outfit from like the conglomerate of Space Tech. It's like a major corporation or conglomerate of corporations. This is a major power player down on Earth. You recognize this outfit, but you recognize my size and my gait, but you do not recognize why I'm wearing this ridiculous mask upon my face. But I think that your character would recognize myself as Mike Backlund. We've done business before. So I approach you, and as I come closer, I stop caressing this form that I have in my hand, and I start hitting it into my palm in a more aggressive nature. I'm going to attempt to belly blast Mr. Starlancer with this probe billy club that I have in my hand, Mr. DM. Oh,
really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to gut bust him.
Go for it. So it's going to be... Do you have an advantage?
I don't know. He might be a little taken back by this gimp mask that I'm wearing. It's pretty spooky.
He's on his guard though, and he is a partner. So I would say it's just 2d6. Go ahead and roll 2d6.
Very good. I wrote a 5 as my bigger of the two numbers.
Okay, so that would do 2d6 damage.
I never did write down a health pool, so I don't know what that is.
Oh, you start off at 25. Every first level character starts off at 25.
Very good. So I rolled 6 total bludgeoning damage to your gut, Mr. Starlancer. So as I come crashing into your gut with this this billy club, you can hear me saying in this raspy, rough voice, I say to you, "You son of a bitch! That Andromedan whore you hooked me up with, she gave me a bad case of the Sumerian dick blisters. That shit stuck with me. That shit stuck with me for 4 weeks. I had to go meet my mate Karlak, who gave me some pills. Gets worse, you son of a bitch. Those pills showed up in my pee test when I did my monthly military check. Got me discharged from the army. I've been bouncing around school ever since. Got abducted, taken in by these sex slaves up on Mars in one of their bioforms. I finally made it back to Earth last week. Mother sent me up here for some rest and relaxation. The last thing I wanted to do was to see you, you son of a bitch. I've been looking for you ever since I got that terrible, terrible venereal disease. It's all on you and that dirty, dirty whore."
Okay.
I'm going to stand up and let the spittle come out of my mouth, and my hand goes down in my pocket, and I remove 1,200 space bucks, and I hold them up in the air, and I shout in the crowded area, 1,200 space bucks right now for whoever kills this asshole. And I point at you.
I look around immediately and just to see if anyone's coming in.
Oh man, like probably 20 different people throughout the casino all reach for weapons on their belts, and the the goons I mentioned before that are around here to kind of keep order are getting worried looks, and they're trying to discourage people, telling them to put the weapons away, and one of them is actually moving over towards an alarm system, and the bartender, who is a robot, it looks kind of like one of the old school protocol droids, if you remember from like Knights of the Old Republic, with the big round kind of glowing eyes that protrude from its head. And it's like, "Excuse me, gentlemen, but please take your violence outside the bar." Would you?
I will then spit, and I'll say, "You can escort this bastard outside the bar. He attacked me without being provoked. Everyone saw it."
No one saw it. I look over, look again. I'm looking for my 2 ladies that were accompanying me to see if they would be closing in on my location. They're paid bodyguards, you see.
Okay. In that case, then yeah, they would be.
If ladies are walking up to him, I will take out a thing of baby powder with diamond dust in it and start shaking it on my hand. And I'm going to look at them, and they know if they dare to say a word against me, I will slap those bitches so hard their teeth will go flying to Hades' Bend.
So
and
that
plume behind my ear tells them that I'm in business.
So the ladies close in on me. I put my arms out in a position as such so they can lock into my arms and wait for them to begin to escort me out. This is no location I want to be anyway with this son of a bitch. This person, like I said, has been my most hated rival for several months.
I'm going to, if he's going to try to walk away with the ladies, I'll go, "Hey bitches, where you think you're going?" And I'll kind of like hiss and throw my head back, like, "Get over here."
And I look at them each in turn. I was like, don't bother with this rabble, this filth. We have better places to go, better company to keep.
Your boy reeks of Moistif armor. Why don't you come over here with a real man? Come on, ladies. And I'll hiss again. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fucking swindle him as a pimp into leaving him and coming to me into my employment.
Nice.
Because I have a way with handling women.
You're already waving money around too, so go ahead and give me 3d6 roll. The bartender robot says, "Mr. Starlancer, would you like another Orion Grape Dream Sickle Vortex?"
Yeah, you know what? I think I will.
He starts mixing the drink.
I got a 6.
Oh, shit. So your lady bodyguards abandon you, ghouls, and seeing this pimp flashing around more money than you've been paying them anyway recently. They start to walk over to hear his offer.
You hear me start swearing them. I'm like, you bitches, you get back here. My mother hired you. You know who I am. You know who my mother is. She's the CEO of the largest company on earth. How dare you leave my servants to go with this dirty bastard?
And as you pause to take a breath, you just hear this as along the floor rolls this sort of plastic cylinder, small plastic cylinder, and in it you see exactly the same pills that got you discharged from your unit, from the conglomerate unit, and it's those exact pills that got you discharged, and with just a handwritten note on the pill box saying, "This is your lucky day."
I pick it up and I looking immediately, see if I can spot my old mate Karlak. Someone that had not only gave me pills for my dick blisters, but also had given me many pills to enable me to get super large erections and to get with the older ladies.
Karlak, who's is sometimes known as Karlak the Scalpel, but other times known as Karlak the Snake, has this sort of twisting, throbbing thing in his pants from all the pills that he's been feeding himself over the years, and he's sitting there next to these legs, and he just nods across the room to you.
All right, I'm going to start walking over towards Karlak. I need to get some backup here because I'm not finished with Mr. Starlancer just yet.
The ladies are going to laugh at you as they walk away as I elbow them. I'm going to smile, and you see like a little diamond sparkle in my teeth.
Again, you can't see emotion because I'm wearing this full face mask, but my body is shaking. You can just see the anger as I'm walking away from you towards where Karlak threw the pills from.
So in the background at the bar, where the droid's mixing some drinks, Sloop drops down on the bar next to it and forms into the ninja.
Next to Starlancer?
No, next to the droid that's mixing the drinks.
Oh, behind the bar.
Yeah, and he whispers, "How many have you got for the meeting?"
I'm sorry, sir. Would you like an exploding star lemon lime margarita slammer?
Damn, you're not 438261.
My designation is BD 9842.
Ah, sorry.
If you prefer, I can mix up Martian raspberry daiquiri sex crime.
Long dried. Yes, I would like one of those.
One Martian raspberry daiquiri sex crime on its way.
Thank you. Damn.
And you get your what did I say it was? Your vortex anyway. It was, creamsicle vortex. Served up to you, Flash, as these two older women. How old are they anyway?
One's 63 and the other one's 68.
Okay.
But they're in incredibly good shape for ladies of their age. They keep fit. They run on a lot of space treadmills.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And they're coming up to you now, Flash, and checking you out.
So I'll appraise them, kind of like a jockey would appraise a horse. I'm kind of like walking around. It's a little bit to be desired in the Delta Quadrant, if you get what I mean. We're gonna have to work on their black holes. So I'll look over at the bar and kind of like look around and back to the ladies and say, "You bitches ever thought about selling your bodies for money?"
Troy, you said these women were hired bodyguards, right?
Right, but I paid them a little extra on the side to satiate my desire to be with the older ladies. And they're willing. For me, they were. I mean, I can't speak for Mr. Starlancer and his abilities of charm. I don't know.
So one of them will say, well, yeah, I mean, Mike used to pay us for such things. But he didn't flash around. He didn't flash around the kind of cash that you're holding.
So I'll look her up and down and be like, damn, I'll tell you what. And off the top, I'll take 200 space bucks and I'll hand it to her, and I go, why don't you go down and hit up the blue district, and I'll swing by and see you later. I'll just take a cut off the top. Me and you, we have a pretty good relationship going on, as long as you don't try to steal from me. And my hand will go down to the hilt of my laser whip.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, she'll take it and walk off. The other one's still standing there. She's a little bit more bashful since.
So I'll look her up and down and say, what's wrong with you, Space Grave?
This is the older one. This is the 68-year-old. She says, well, why don't we go somewhere private and I'll show you what's wrong with me.
And my eyes once again will go down to her ass, and I'll say, I don't think so, honey. And by the way, I hate to be the one to tell you, you're not getting any younger. You better sell your body before that good perishes.
She's a bit offended by this. Let me see. Let me roll her moxie here. She says, oh, very well. I should have known you preferred the other gender.
Okay. Fucking my baby powder comes out, I shake diamond dust onto my hand, and I smack the shit out of her.
Go ahead and roll 2d6 for your diamond dust pimp slap.
6.
Which is now it's now a copywritten maneuver. You got a 6?
Yep.
Just 1 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that does 3d6 damage. Remember that 6s explode on damage. Oh shit, roll 2 more dice. Add it to it. So what do you got there? 14. You get 20 points of damage?
Yeah.
Man, you smack her so hard. You described to me, man. You're gonna knock her out cold. She's not gonna be dead, but she's gonna be unconscious and seriously hurt.
Yeah, so I'm just shaking this diamond dust off on my hand. And out of nowhere, my hand just fucking comes flying up like a comet. I catch the side of her jaw and spit, probably semen and other fluids that sucks the bitch's mouth, just goes flying out all over the bar. Her knees lock and she falls back. Boom! Smacks the ground, and I take a rag off of my hand and start wiping off the baby powder. And I'll proclaim, bitch needs to learn some manners.
BD9841, I think, I can't remember what designation I gave him, says, would you like me to have someone remove that for you, Mr. Starlancer?
You know what, take her down to the blue district and just lay her, and we'll do up a sign. I'll send you something over on my tablet. She works for me now.
Very well.
Excuse me, Mr. Starlancer.
So I'll turn and look at the gelatinous dwarf, and instantly my demeanor changes because I'm no longer dealing with a woman. Hello, sir. How can I help you?
Is that 1,200 bucks still on offer?
I'll look over at Ghouls and I'll say, well, I would be willing to pay $1,000 to severely wound him.
Severely.
1,000 space bucks. Lay him up in a hospital bed, and it's all yours. Better for you, anyways, right? Less paperwork.
True, yes. It's a deal then. And my gelatinous hand comes up towards you.
Oh yeah, all 1,000 space bucks paid right to him.
Oh shit, cash up front even.
Yeah. I was merely wanting to shake your hand. Well, thank you.
And as I put the money in your hand, I nod over there. He's right there. Make it spectacular.
I would have gotten to Karlak at this point, I imagine.
Yeah, you could have a conversation with Karlak.
You see me as I come and I have the pills in my hand, and I extend the other to shake Karlak's hand. It's like, my good friend, it's good to see you again.
You're walking differently from the last time I saw you.
Yes, indeed. The last time you saw me, my dick and testicles were the size of grapefruits. And it makes me very sad to say the son of a bitch that put me in such a state is here today, tonight. I hadn't seen you slap Elsa, who was my favorite girl. She had been with me for a while. So the son of a bitch is over there. I gotta get some revenge. And you see me, I start reaching inside my jacket, my leather jacket, and inside I start pulling out my laser pistol.
It looks like he might be sending some revenge this way.
Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? And I look over my shoulder nervously. For a
And
military man, I'm not very brave.
you'll see the gelatinous dwarf just starting to taking some money out of Flash's hand and turning and starting to walk in your direction. As he does so, the droid behind the bar, the bartender droid 9841, starts to kind of twitch strangely, and smoke starts to come out from where like his ears would be or whatever. The lights protruding from his head, the weird circular kind of lights start to change colors and flash intermittently. And you're sitting right next to him there, Flash, and you hear him saying, "Strawberry, Milky Way, Space Gin Maelstrom, Lemon Lime Margarita, Michael J. Fox a la mode, Dark Matter, Sex on Moon Base Alpha Black Hole," and he attacks you with the whiskey bottle in his hand. And he got a 5. And that's going to do, hold on a second, 2d6 damage. Exploding 6. 10 points of damage as he smacks you up the side of the head and this whiskey bottle shatters. Do you wear a hat? Do you have some kind of pimp hat or something? Yeah, it's knocked from your head, and you feel blood running down the side of your head. And this like freaking out bartender droid is standing there with this now shattered bottle, looking at you and moving like he's starting to climb over the bar towards you. At the same time as 2 service droids are picking up and carrying the knocked out old whore out of the bar. And at this point in time now, once the bartender slaps you, shit starts to go nuts. Somebody else shouts and screams and says, "Hey, I want that 1200!" And you hear a laser pistol go off as somebody takes a shot. Not any of you, but somebody else tries to take a shot at Ghouls, who's now standing over there talking to the doctor. And missed. So a shot misses you, probably hits one of the legs that the doctor was massaging over there. And the prostitute, or not, she's not even a prostitute, she's just a girl sunbathing there. She kind of screams out in pain as you can see the burn in her leg from the laser blast. The goon-like bouncers are all now trying to maintain order as people are starting to shout and scream, and there's a press of people trying to run over towards the sunbathing area where Ghouls is standing. Somebody else at the bar beside you flashes, "Oh no, he's gone psycho!" And he's pointing at the bartender droid and backing away. So the bartender droid is going to try to stab you with the broken bottle. And that is a critical hit. Not great on damage, only does 8 points of damage. As he now slashes you, stabs you with this broken bottle as he's climbing over the bar.
How much HP does a person have?
25 to start.
Okay.
How does the shielding devices work? Did you not purchase one as well, Star Lancer?
You're
It
right.
only reduces it by 1, does. Oh, a d6, though.
Yeah, it would reduce it by 1. You're right. So I'm sorry. I will change that
Just
In
half
that
the
case-
damage.
to say, yeah. Just
would've
have the damage from both, we'll say. So you took 5 from the...
And I did 6, I believe, the initial time with the club to your
Oh,
belly.
shit, you did. That's right. So I'd be 3, and then 5, and then this time you got another
15 altogether.
Yep.
Oops, I'm at
That's
10
right.
HP. I'm gonna grab my cane and take my hat off, and you see underneath I have this like really bad like chemo style patient hair, like just like blotches of it sticking out all over, like I'm an ugly motherfucker underneath my pimp hat, and I'm sticking it under my arm. And I'm just fucking hightailing it, like high foot after high foot after high foot, trying to run through women, children, doesn't matter what, try to put something between the murderous bot and me.
Okay, so you're running for the door, or where are you running for?
I'm just running into a crowd of people.
Okay, great. Taking cover in the crowd. Now the crowd's all like people are shouting and drinks are getting spilled and waiter bots are freaking out and panicking and bouncers are trying to break up fights before they even start, which is pissing people off more. So there's basically just a big casino-wide brawl now breaking out in this place.
So Karlik, my
Some
friend.
people are taking the opportunity to stuff their pockets with blue bucks and stuff. And
Karlak's hands, like vices, close down on this wounded leg in front of him, and with his knowledge of wounds from battlegrounds, from his battleground knowledge and medical knowledge, he just inspects the wound, the ballistics, and just works out where the shot came from, and looks over in that direction and spots the man who unleashed the laser gun and wounded this beautiful leg. And then he just he unshoulders his power glaive and walks in the direction of this guy.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to grab him by the shoulder as he starts to walk past me. And I'm saying, Karlik, my friend, do you have party favors? I propose we get out of here. This place has become chaos. Forget the peasants. Let's go have fun in some of the cleaner quarters of this place. The girl is of little importance. I will pay and see that you're paid well to get me out of here and to get me extremely high. And I start reaching for like a phone of some sort, some futuristic personal communicator.
Sure.
I'm going to call in the reinforcements. My vast resources.
Okay.
Hearing this, Karlak looks over at the man, memorizes the guy's face, sort of just spins his glaive in his arm, does a quick sort of twist, and takes position behind Ghouls, he's watching Ghouls back.
Okay.
And I'm going to nervously start walking towards the nearest exit, all the while making arrangements for additional bodyguards and potential transport. Now, inside the space station itself, I assume there's like shuttle services and stuff like that. If I can make that assumption, I'm going to be making plans to have shuttle service take me to a different location.
Oh yeah, there'd be some kind of like a hover, they're essentially like carts, a hover cart type thing or whatever that they can pick you up, like a taxi service.
Okay.
So you're making that call as you're leaving. What are you doing, Slimer?
So Slimer's taken to the high ground again, and
Okay.
he's torn between shouting encouragement to the robot revolutionary, that bartender, and following his mark. So he's going to follow the pimp mask, the gimp mask, sorry.
Okay.
Swinging from light switch to light switch.
Yeah, lighting fixture, moving along the ceiling.
I'm also going to attempt, if I see the traitor on the way, unconscious on the floor, I'm going to curb stomp her.
Well, she was being carried out by service.
Oh, okay.
So
too bad.
Yep.
She's lucky.
And the robot bartender now attacks another victim. Oh shit! I rolled double sixes. That's 4d6 damage. So the next nearest humanoid, he fucking slices him fucking right across the throat with the bottle, and the blood starts pouring out. They reach up for their throat, and they're gagging and falling on the ground. This guy is actually wearing some kind of he's wearing like a pilot's uniform, and he's now his lifeblood is pouring out as he's trying to hold his neck closed and drops down to his knees and kind of collapses on the floor. And the robot's just moving from one to the next. He just keeps on mumbling his weird drink recipes. Who wants to go next?
Well, go ahead.
Well, Flash, since I'm like running through the crowd, I'm gonna get to a wall or something and pull out my tablet, and I'm gonna go into my Bounty Hunter bingo book, like the app that all of us use to trace our marks, and I'm gonna put in an entry for ghouls. I'm gonna start setting it up with a ludicrous sum of money I can't pay, like 10,000 space bucks, and I figure I'll cross that bridge when they bring him to me.
Ooh. Okay, 10,000 space buck bounty out on ghouls. Is that alive specifically?
Yeah, specifically alive.
Okay.
But I'll put the marker on there, like the asterisk. That means they can beat him into an inch of his life.
Nice. Alive asterisk. As you're moving along the ceiling, Slimer, you get a ping on your communicator.
I'll freeze for a second.
A new bounty has been posted. 10,000 space bucks for ghouls alive with a special condition.
Ah, the asterisk.
I figured you're probably linked into all the bounty hunter apps.
Yeah. Okay, that makes it interesting. So, I'll continue my way, watching sharply. Might have to get rid of the guy with the pole first. But, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
So what about you guys there, Dr. Karlak and ghouls?
Karlak is in full blue paranoia mode, just watching out and hitting out with his ultra glaive at anything that comes too close. Just enjoying the brutality.
In that case, then, Whitey, you want to give me another 3d6 roll there as you're tracking these guys?
Yep, affordable 5, yep.
Okay, and do you want to go ahead and give me a 2d6 roll for Karlak just to see if you spot this assassin that's sneaking along up on the ceiling? Oh yeah. You see the assassin moving along the ceiling, trailing. Well, you don't know necessarily his assassin, but you know the gelatinous figure that you saw speaking to the pimp earlier.
Okay, taking no chances, he goes and pushes himself off a roulette table upwards, and with his glaive, he just cuts the sort of light fixings, so it starts swinging across one of the holdings of the light fitting, so it starts swinging loose.
Okay, to try and impede him, basically.
To try and bring him crashing down.
Oh, okay, completely. Grand. In that case, then make an attack roll. 2d6, please.
I'm not actually trying to hit him, just the just whatever he's holding on to.
You're just trying to bring him down to the floor.
Yep. So 2d6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll call this a non-combat roll.
Okay. Oof. Is that a fail?
No, you got a 5. A 5 is the
okay.
The what do you call it?
It's a success. Straight success.
Okay. So you do cut the light fixture that he's on. The light fixture starts to swing down to the floor. Slimer?
Oh, well, with supreme dexterity, he lets go and lands softly on his feet in a ninja-type stance, in his, 3'6", in his high heels stance.
Go ahead and give me a 3d6 roll.
Yep.
You got a 6 on there?
Yeah, 6.
So you managed to fall and roll and kind of slime along the floor in such a way that it actually puts you in an advantageous position So he did bring you down to the ground. You're no longer up above. So you're now down in amongst the crowd, but you're also within reach of Karlak and ghouls.
So you see Gould, he's just finished up his conversations on his phone. He puts his phone back into his inner pocket. This time he pulls out a bottle, not unlike the one that Karlak had rolled across the floor earlier, but instead of dick pills this time, it's LS triple D, and nervously, jittery, Gould's hands is shaking as he's opening the child-proof bottle. He's trying to get out this LSD pill, puts it to his lips, and takes it as this gelatinous dwarf falls and lands just a few feet in front. He's like, "Damn, son, this is good shit. Good shit. But it's my last one. I have none to offer you, Karlak, my friend." And I dropped the empty bottle on the floor. And again, I was like, "Come on, let's get out of here."
LS triple D, also known as Synthetic Wonderland, it allows you to hallucinate with a nice sense of euphoria. It will be the effect you'll be feeling off of this.
Nice. That's what I want, because I don't want to be feeling what I was feeling prior, which was fear.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So all of a sudden, all that jittery as the pill and the chemicals course through my bloodstream, Karlak, you automatically see this change in my body language as I go from this jittery, nervous freak to this calm, sedated self. My voice slows down, becomes softer and slower, almost talking in slow motion. "Come on, friend. Let us be done with this place. Quickly now." And I turn to walk away, but again, even this is in a slower rate than a normal person would walk. And I'm looking all over, ceilings, floors, walls, seeing things that aren't there.
Okay, you hear a whirling sound from behind you, and then sharp pains hit you on the back of the legs and the shins as the gelatinous dwarf rolls and round you, winging and swinging with his little nunchucks.
Nice.
Okay. You're going to make an attack roll?
Yeah. 3d6 again?
2 if you use my shield.
Okay.
And my bodysuit is a soak of 2, right?
Okay.
That's right.
That's a 6 and a 2, so 6 for attacking. There you go.
Critical hit.
That's 3d6 damage. And remember, 6s explode on damage.
Oh no, not that good.
4,
9.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You absorb 2 of it with your armor, right?
Yeah, okay.
7 gets through. Ching, ching, ching.
And then
So-
half again because of the... Oh no, 1d6 was already reduced because of the...
Oh no, that's supposed to actually reduce the... Sorry, that's supposed to reduce the attack roll,
Right.
actually. Sorry, so yeah, go ahead, just have the damage just to make it... In future, the personal shielding device means that it reduces the attack roll. So if they
By
only get
one die.
if they only have 1 die to attack you with in the first place, they can't hit you. If they have 2 dice, then they only get to roll 1. If they have an advantage, they normally get 3 dice, and they only get 2, for example. That's what the personal shield does for you. Sorry.
Cool. So even though I take no defensive measures or no defensive posture against the gelatinous dwarf's attack, my shield flares up and deflects some of the blows.
Yeah.
But I'm completely oblivious. I didn't even see where it came from.
But Karlak the scalpel saw, and he says, combat! I haven't felt this thrill for ages. And he swings out with his ultra glaive towards the strange little
Strange
dwarven
creature.
gelatinous cube.
It's more like a circle. He's rolling round, and there's 2
Yeah.
protuberances with it.
He's taken many forms already just in the space of this little encounter.
So, do I just roll 2 dice?
My shield will kick in as well.
Yeah, you would get 2 dice, but he's got a shield. Yeah, you got a shield, so actually you only
Would
get
I
1 die.
Would I get any other for being a combat character, or you don't? It's just a straight 2 dice.
It's just if you have an advantage, you get 3.
Okay.
So just roll 1 though, because he has a personal shield. So
Okay. 5.
5. I believe that does 2d6 damage. You get a ping on your tablet there, Flash.
Oh, what's it say?
It's a message from Canandrigo, a known bounty hunter that you've encountered before. It just simply says, "Is this for real?"
You take 4 damage,
Cheers. Oh.
Slimer. And as he lands the blow, Karlak says, I love combat. And he reaches into his pouch to pull out some coke and puts it under his tongue and kicks it back and takes it. But he's made a mistake, and it's actually Pink Floyd, and I've no idea what that does.
Oh, okay. Also known as comfortably numb, this narcotic produces dark and moody psychedelic vibrations. All the while, the space disco music is still playing loudly in the background as this brawl is just getting out of hand. There are people dead, at least a couple. The bar droid is still fucking killing people.
I've got my tablet up, and I respond to it. Real as your sister's thunderfuck Uranus. That's what I respond to him. And I'm going to make it on the double to the blue light district, because in addition to having women there that are basically prostitutes for me, I also have these little shacks that I call whack shacks that are bootlegged orgasm spheres. And I'm going to go grab one of them, because I figure if I rig up one of those orgasm spheres, I can use it as a defense mechanism.
Okay, so you leave the bar and start to make your way to the blue light district. Actually, as you walk out, there's a taxi waiting outside.
Damn it! Don't you take my cab, fuck it.
Yep, I jump in.
You jump in and he goes, yeah, are you Karlak? No, not Karlak, sorry, what was the name? What was the name you put in it? Did you put it under your name, did you?
I put it under my name, Sergeant Mike Backlund.
Are you Sergeant Backlund?
No, that's just a name that I use for correspondence. But yeah, this is my cab.
Okay. Where did you have it going to? You had it going to the blue light district, didn't you, Ghouls?
Sure, wherever the older, lovely ladies of the night would be hanging out. That's where I was heading.
Yep. Blue light district, right?
Blue light, yep.
All right. It's going to be 25 space bucks.
The cab will stop, and I'll say, never mind, I'm going to walk. The service is awful. I'm going to slap the window. I'm going to get up and start walking down the street.
Hey, you cheap bastard. Come back here. I drove all the way over here from the arena.
All you see as I swagger, you see a silk sleeve and a fucking middle finger.
You son of a bitch, Backlund. Your name's going to get around. You'll never get another cab on this station.
Now there's 2 middle fingers, and I'm still swaggering.
Okay. Very good. Back inside the casino. There's a couple of the bouncers are trying to stop this murderous bartender droid.
The music is pumping in my ears now. Everything else is like a blur. I'm just hearing the music and just feeling the symptoms of these drugs. And I start doing my little rave dance and swinging my little baton around as if I was doing just that.
Okay.
So my initial trying to get out of the place is kind of subsided now. I'm just kind of lingering and just kind of dancing around, enjoying the music and the
you got a
drugs.
gelatinous dwarf who's trying to take you down.
Well, it's funny to say that. The gelatinous dwarf has ceased hostilities
Oh, okay.
because Starlancer's gone. So I reckon I've earned my money. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll squint towards you. Wrong guy again. Mistaken identity. Terribly sorry. He says, sheathing his nunchucks and pulling his hood down a little bit lower over his face.
Karlak, any response at all? Or?
Karlak's just sweating as the Pink Floyd's kicking in, and he looks at this talking gelatinous creature and just sort of gives it a nod and turns round and sees that Ghouls. He recognised Ghouls' movement as the war dance of the war dance of the Lancastrian Empire. He's seen this movement before, and it's a prelude to war. So he responds with his own war dance, getting ready for combat.
Oh, shit. Well, there's lots of combat going on around you. Big, massive brawl going on here in the casino.
Well, I'm sort of. He's obviously an enemy. Who's this ghouls? I don't recognise him. I just recognise the movement, and I know that he's getting ready to attack. So I'm entering in the same sort of spirit and preparing my war dance and my glaive, spinning my glaive and getting ready to defend myself against the attack from the Lancastrian.
Brilliant. What do you do in the meantime, then, Ghouls?
I'm just literally out of it, just dancing in place, just enjoying the music. I'm waiting for these ladies to come get me. I called the cab, but in addition to that, I would have also called, like I said, for some reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before the reinforcements arrive, then Slimer will interject himself. Gentlemen, I know somewhere safe as houses where we can go. This way.
Yeah, you could easily take me by the arm and lead me anywhere. I might not go willingly because I'm kind of out of my mind, but yeah, if you were to physically escort me, I would come along.
Sorry about the shins.
I didn't even see that happen, so yeah, you're good.
Are you coming too, sir? Nice glaive.
Thank you. I'll just, because I've got warrior pride coursing through my veins. I don't want to just sort of sheathe my blade and turn off the ultra glaive. So just before I leave, I'll try and take down the mad bar droid.
Okay. Yeah, he's currently fighting with those two bouncers. What do you want to do to him?
I'll just leap up and try and take down just destroy it.
Roll 3d6 because you have advantage because he's already fighting two opponents. You're essentially like blindsiding him.
Only a 4.
Okay, a 4 still does 1d6 damage. It's still a success.
6. Oh, it's exploding, isn't it?
Explodes, so roll again.
8.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you like smack it real good and kind of knocks it down to one knee, and then the two bouncers are able to kind of tackle it to the ground and drag it down and completely subdue it at this stage. After you do so, the fight starts to kind of break up a little bit. There's a few dead people from the droid stabbing people with its bottles and slashing people in the throat and stuff. Otherwise, it's mostly like broken bones and fucking people that got tables busted up over their heads and shit. The casino is pretty badly damaged, and they're going to be closing the place down. The proprietor, the big greasy alien, is pissed off, and he's getting more. There's more security droids arriving, and just kind of basically running people out of the place. Some people are being arrested. There are, there's a couple of different types of security droids, if I recall correctly. There are the mall cop droids basically, and then the real cop droids. And the mall cop droids are escorting people outside of the bar, or outside of the casino, where the real cop droids are basically, arresting certain people. They don't really know who's guilty of what. They're just basically picking and choosing based on who they don't like the look of. And so you guys can leave the casino safely at this stage, under the guidance. The two of you are tripping balls, essentially. But you're under the guidance of Slimer.
Actually, while the fight was going on, what's his face? while Mr. Glaive was fighting, Kalak.
Mhm.
I shall try and escort Mr. Ghouls on his own.
Okay.
Sneak him away towards the bot repair shop.
Yeah, you could probably do that. He's like, I think he's kind of
completely submissive. Yeah.
You're gonna take him to the bot repair.
I know this area. This is where I've been drumming up some support for the bot revolution, and I know a couple of bots down there who will help me restrain and subdue with probably electrical currents to the balls this human. And what we'll do, we'll fit him inside a human-shaped empty robot and restrain him in that way.
You're gonna engage him inside of a human-shaped robot that's been hollowed out.
Yep.
Excellent. Sounds good.
And send a quick message, Mr. Starlancer. Target acquired.
Very good, Mr. Slimer. I knew I could count on you.
He sent you a space text, basically.
Yeah. Rendezvous point request.
So I'll give him the address to one of my whack houses, one of my whack shacks in the blue light district.
Okay, using one of the service vehicles, then we'll load the bot in the back, the human bot, and away we go. Brum, 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 brum.
Okay, no problem. Drive off the stolen droid service vehicle. So, Karlak, you basically, when you went over and helped to subdue, whack the murderous bartender droid, you turn back around and you have no idea where Slimer and Ghouls have disappeared to. You don't see them now. You're still, of course, under the effect of the Pink Floyd as well.
So I'll stagger around for a bit and probably get questioned by the police, but because I'm a medic, I'm quite a respectable member of society. I'll eventually be allowed free, and having lost, I don't know.
Really use your help. There's a lot of people wounded and injured.
Yep, I help out as much as I can, but I'm pretty sweaty and not really. I'm seeing all sorts of strange green sort of monsters twisting around under my sight, and I'm trying to do what I can, but it's all a bit. Pardon?
Were you injured at all?
No, I wasn't.
All right, very good. You don't have to tend to yourself at all.
And then, when I'm finished, it's just been such a mad day that I just need the consolation of my favourite orgasmatron, so I head off down to the blue light district.
Excellent. Okay. You're on your way to the blue light district. You're already in the blue light district at one of your whack shacks. Flash. And you did receive a text back from Kane Andrigo. He said, once you sent the thing back to say, yeah, it was as real as your sister's Thunderfuck Uranus, he says, all right, I'm already on Alpha Blue. I'll acquire the target and be in touch. That was several minutes before you received the message from Slimer saying he had already acquired the target.
Okay, I sent you a private message. I want you to see Tiwi in.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yep, on Facebook. So I'll be waiting there in my flop house. I'll send all the ladies out. Probably have to bitch slap a few of them. Collect what money they have. They've been working for a day without me collecting, so I don't know how much that would be.
Okay. Yep. Got it.
And I'll wait. Basically, so the room's probably like 20 foot by 20 foot, just square room, bunch of pillows and crap. In the middle of it is the orgasmosphere. And I'll be sitting like next to the orgasmosphere on a chair with the lights turned down, smoking one of those single person hookah things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Do you want it like one that's kind of sets on the floor beside you, or you can have them on packs, basically, where you carry it along with you?
It'll be one sitting next to the floor on me, because when he enters, all he's going to see is like darkness, a couple light streaks going in front of me, and plumes of smoke.
Okay. So there you go, Slimer. There's your scene as you arrive at the address given to you.
Okay, I'll give the usual knock.
Come in.
And the door will open slowly. Slimer will just peep round the corner. And then,
Coast is clear, Slimer. I sent all the women home.
and then goes back out and leads in this clunk, 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 clunk. Human-sized. Oversight. Looks a bit like Robbie the Robot.
You see the robot. The robot's head's kind of drooping as well. I'm nearly suffocating. You factor in the fact that I have a fully encased gimp mask inside the robot mask. Like I'm barely holding on to consciousness at this point.
Oh my god.
Nearly there, sir.
It looks like he's leading a drunk robot.
I'll nod over to the steel and be like, "What's with the robot?"
The target is inside.
Ah.
I just close the door after having a quick look around the street.
I knew I could count on you. So one of my hand goes back behind the chair, but I do it slowly. I don't want you to think I'm drawing a weapon or anything. And I slowly pull out an envelope, a really thick envelope that looks like it's been wrapped in bank security tape. And I'll throw it about 2 feet in front of me. 10,000 big ones, as I promised.
Excellent. Scoot over.
So when he goes to take it, I'm going to lunge out towards the orgasmosphere and push the button up on it. Like the low button that's like a light green is like a spritz. All the way to the top. I fucking go all the way to Old Faithful. Fucking geyser. Boom! And I smack it.
Nice. And so you have this set up to affect all of you, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Let me just get here real quick. I need to back to the Orgasmatron again. Here we go.
Oh man. I'm just going to turn to jelly. Molten jelly. All over the floor.
So yeah, I mean, you guys, it's just basically, yeah, like I said, it's a massive orgasm, essentially. Oh, none of you guys are wearing mind condoms either. So you're going full penetration blue. So, you know, the whole room is just filled with this ultramarine illumination. Now, since there are 3 of you here, let's see. This will open up your subconscious to the blue light. Also leaves you vulnerable to your fellow participants. So,
You see me over in this robot outfit just dry hopping the shit out of the floor.
it allows one's companions to fully explore their sexual being in the Orgasmatron's field of alien dimensional energy. Those who are naturally dominant, demonic, insane, highly intelligent, or strong-willed are more capable of losing control with the Orgasmatron, unleashing their sexual will upon others. While a submissive or someone into the same kink or fetish probably wouldn't mind being led into another's lair of depravity, most find this experience unpleasant at best and traumatic at worst. So, the question is, Andrew, dominant, submissive, what did we roll for your fetishes and all that earlier?
It's crying. I like crying, sobbing, and weeping. So I'm gonna say I'm dominant.
Okay. Slimer?
He's dominant. He's into whipping with his nunchucks, which is even better.
Right. And what about ghouls? Poor ghouls.
The guy wearing the Get mask, I think we know the answer.
Yeah, it's probably submissive. I think it was old ladies with big boobs or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. So you've got you're just being basically forced. It's essentially like a synthetic rape going on of you from the sexual will of these other two individuals. The one is like just berating you and making you cry and sob and feel completely useless, while the other one is just fucking wailing on you with these various flagellation devices.
You just hear me yelling, "Mommy, mommy," over and over. Save me, mom.
And at the same time, the two doms, you guys are going to both feel each other's will as well forced upon you. So while you're exercising your fetish at one point, Flash, but at the same time you're also being beaten and smacked around by this gelatinous dwarf. And for you, Slimer, you just feel like completely belittled and you're being demeaned by this human pimp with the gold and diamond teeth and the fucking diamond pimp dust that he's fucking slapping you with. Yeah, and you had it turned up to full, so how long is that going to go on? About an hour?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sounds like it. Yeah. So, let's see here. Is there, besides just the actual RP of it, is there any other real nasty effects? I don't think so. Not particularly, no. Just there's no mechanical effects, just the fact that you're being violated in such a way, all of you in one way, but none more so than poor Ghouls, who's getting the double violation. So you're walking through the blue light district, Karlak, and you just hear this horrible sobbing and screaming, and you know it's it's an Orgasmatron chamber, but you can just hear these three men all crying and sobbing and shouting out. One guy is shouting over and over again. Actually, I'll let you roll 2d6 for a chance to recognize the voice, as Ghouls is calling out for his mommy.
I'm still in the robot outfit too. Yes, you wouldn't have got me removed from that Starlancer.
I would have done what?
Would you have
too quickly.
Would you have removed me from the robot outfit?
Not before I fucking hit the Orgasmo.
Yeah. So no, you're still inside it, but like psychologically it doesn't matter because you're under the effects of the Orgasmatron. But yeah, you're still in the robot, so the voice would be muffled to some extent. What did you get there, Kais?
I'm just thinking, because I'm under the effects of Pink Floyd, should I roll with just one dice?
Yeah, sounds good.
3.
Oh, a 3 I think is a fail.
No, but good, yeah. He gets a good something.
Yeah.
He doesn't succeed, but something good happens? Is that what it is?
Yeah, no, but something good happens. So you don't recognize the voice of Ghouls.
In fact, you're screaming, he's screaming, "Mummy, Mummy!" And it actually takes me back to that old ancient pop from history, the Queen song, "Mama just killed a man," and I just think they're playing old Queen, and I think, oh yeah, and I head in there,
Oh, okay.
and I pull out my Freddie Mercury costume and go full Freddie Mercury on all three of them.
So as you enter in there, Croc, are you a Dom or
I put on my false moustache and go full Freddie Mercury on all three of them.
so you're a dominant personality as well, yeah?
Yeah.
And what was your fetish?
Actually, I've just made up that Freddie Mercury thing. My fetish was legs and non-anthropomorphic objects.
The armor, the robot.
Yeah, the robot for sure.
Yep. So you go in there and you're feeling like Freddie Mercury. You're singing this song that does not match at all with what they're hearing, but and yeah, you see this robot just standing there, like its head is hanging down, and it's like sounds like it's crying.
I don't like it crying. I want to make it sing.
Okay, so you start trying to have sex with the robot. As you're doing that, you also feel the berating from the one character and the flogging from the other character. But they will also feel your effects as you enter in and force yourself into the scenario. So yeah, how would that impose itself on them? I suppose non-anthropomorphic objects and, man.
After today, they just see robots in a different light.
So you guys added into this crazy sexual synthesization. You now have these little robots, like, non-human looking robots now just like dry humping your legs. And it's quite painful because they're not using any kind of lube or anything either, so it's like this metallic thing just rubbing up and down on your leg real fast and hard. And when it all finally finishes and the orgasmatron shuts down and you start to come out of it, Christ, just from the crazy experience, I'm going to say you all take about 7 points of psychological trauma damage. And it finally stops, and you're in this room together. Well, Ghouls is still in the robot shell.
When it stops, I've been preparing for this. I'm gonna fucking pull out a 3-foot-long, 2-inch diameter straw, and I'm gonna stick it into the gelatinous man and start trying to drink him.
I think actually he's probably like a pool, a stain virtually on the card. So it would be a lot easier to drink.
Okay, roll 3d6, Andrew, as an attack roll.
6.
6. Okay, so that's going to be 3d6 damage exploding. Roll it.
7, 9.
Oh, he's got a shield device too. I know your shields are all actually deactivated from the effects of the orgasmatron at the moment. They were all shut down. So 9 points of damage, Whitey, as he jams a straw into you and starts to try to inhale you. Starts slurping you through it.
Oh, man. Okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to wrap myself round the rest of me, around the straw, run down the outside of the straw and around his hand and his head and try and suffocate him.
Go ahead and roll let's see here. Roll a 3d6, yeah, go for it. Because you're trying to do kind of like a grappling type attack, and he's already trying to drink you, so I'd say you're like right on top of him.
He's winning. I got a 3.
Wow, a 3, so you miss. Right, 3 on a combat is a miss. Yep, that's a miss. So you're trying, and it's just not working. He's inhaling you. Karlak, you see this going on, and ghouls, I suppose if you were looking, you can see this going on. So your drugs have worn off, so you probably got a fucking space hangover as well.
I'll drag ghouls out of there.
I come up gasping from this traumatic experience. You hear me underneath the mask, and I reach up and unzip the mouth and try to get another breath. And I'm frantically start trying to peel this gimp mask from my face for the first time. And as I do so, you see my face is completely dismembered and mauled on one side, burn marks from the scalp all the way down past my neck.
You got a little two-face thing going on?
Yeah, most definitely. Also, a part of my experience of being discharged was the only reason I got the I even had to do the P test was from this bomb that exploded when I was doing my military explosion testing, and I fucked up and blew up the astral side of my face and destroyed a bunch of property, and because of that negligence, I had to do the P test, and that's what got me discharged. So there's been a big fucking terrible snowball of events in my life, and this is probably the pinnacle of it. So I'm completely traumatized. So for Karlak to lead me out of there, he's going to pretty much have to again physically carry me because I'm shaken to the point of not being able to function. And I look over and I see my nemesis. I see Star Lancer sitting there with a straw slurping up some crazy alien dwarf monster. I pull out my pistol shakily. It's like, you did this. You did all of this, you son of a bitch. And I'm going to take a shot before I'm...
Hey, aren't you tied up in the robot suit still?
I don't know. Am I tied up? I don't really fully know. Mr. Gelatinous Dwarf.
He was never being tied up. He was just
contained.
Which has been opened up now, so...
Did you leave a gun on him?
Probably so.
That would seem like a horrendously bad idea.
That's completely up to Whitey.
If not, I would have been reaching for my gun, try to find my gun. If you would have taken it, which would have probably made sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm reaching for my gun everywhere and cursing on Star Lancer. Where is it? Where's my gun, you son of a bitch?
And the lighting in the room gets a little less blue temporarily. There's a change in the lighting for some reason. Flash, what are you doing?
I'm going to keep sucking with the straw. Try to finish the inhale.
Okay, so go ahead and roll another combat roll. So we're going to make it... Well, you've already got 3d6. Yeah, go for 3.
6.
There's an opposed roll.
That's another 3d6 damage. Exploding.
Alright, I got 1 explosion. 6, 12, 14.
Ooh. I'm almost gone. There's just a droplet hanging off the end of the...
You can make another attack roll too, though, there, Slimer. I let him go first this time because he kind of has an advantage.
Okay. A different approach then. I'll hit him from the inside.
Okay. You start trying to choke him from inside.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go through his intestines and come out the other end. Boo! Do a 5.
5, so that's 2d6 damage.
Crap himself.
He's crapping you, essentially.
Yeah. 9.
9 points of damage there from the inside, from your colon.
Was that 7 points of mental damage? Was that actual damage, Ian?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just...
Oh, shit. Yeah, that kills me.
It kills you? Oh, so you burst out of his ass.
No, well, just stepping back a moment. That 7 would have killed me first.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. So in that case, then, nope. He slurps in the rest of you.
I think it would be fitting if you want Ian to say they go off at the same time. I eat him and start to dissolve him, and then he blows my gut open or something, and we both die.
Well,
Because I mean, it's a pretty asinine move that I pulled.
okay, fair enough. As you wish.
Asinine, yes.
So
Yeah, so
you suck him in.
I suck him up, and I start like stumbling back a few times, and I drop the straw. I take a few steps forward and put my hand out. I take a few steps backwards and put my hand up. And then what happens, Whitey?
Okay, there's a rumbling noise. His suit starts moving and bulging out in various places, and then he suddenly is projected up into the ceiling as I, or what's left of me, come bursting out of his ass in a huge inverted eruption.
Explosion. Jesus, a lethal explosion. Oh. Karlak, you see all this happening. What are you doing?
I get out my scalpel and then think, no, and just put it back in my pocket.
Okay, well, since you're not involved in combat, I'll say you notice the reason the lighting changed temporarily in here is because somebody is standing in the doorway. There's a man wearing like, he's actually kind of dressed like the cop from the YMCA video, you know.
It's Freddie Mercury again.
It's not Freddie Mercury, and he's got actually at his side he's got a laser whip, and he's holding like a laser rifle, and he's looking at the scene in the room, and he sees the one guy half hanging out of the robot, looking pat around and saying, "You did this, you son of a bitch!" And he sees you standing there, like with your scalpel in your hand, and he sees the ruptured guy, and his attention seems to be focusing at the moment on Starlancer's body. And then he looks over at you, and then he looks over at Ghouls.
And I just say to him, I wouldn't use this orgasmatron, it's just a bit too powerful.
And he looks at Ghouls and he says, "You're the target. Looks like it's your lucky day." He goes over and he starts searching Flash to see if he's got any money on him.
If he finds that envelope with the bank tape on it, if he cuts it open, it's just paper.
Yeah, I knew you didn't have money. He looks at Karlak. What the hell happened in here?
It's hard to explain, but I can demonstrate. I say, going to the on-off button.
And he freaking points the laser rifle at you. He says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
Nah, not a good idea. I'd say just turn away and write it off as a failure.
You say that to him?
Yep.
He says, "I got a better idea. How about the two of you just give me all the money you have, and then I'll go away and leave you be. This wasted piece of flesh here at my feet owes me 10,000 for capturing you." And he points at Ghouls. He says, "But there's little point in that now. So come on, give me all your space bucks, and then you can leave."
I look at Starlancer one last time as I'm pulling out the 600 space bucks that I have in my wallet.
Yeah, Starlancer's dead.
I know he's dead, but I look at him one last time and I say, all I was looking for was an apology for indirectly giving me the space clap, you son of a bitch.
And Karlak, usually he's a warrior, but the warrior's drained out of him after so much orgasmatron. So he gets out his 400 space bucks and hands them over.
400, 600. That's all you got? You're the scalpel, right? I've heard of you. Sometimes the legends are greater than the man. I'm very disappointed. Have a nice day, gentlemen. And he walks out and leaves you guys in the orgasmatron. I don't know where to go from there. I think we'll just make that a wrap.
Yeah.
I think that's it, Dan.
This game took us into some very dark and unexpected places. When's the last time you killed another character from the inside, Whitey?
Never.
You gave him a lethal colonic. For that matter, when's the last time you had you died from fucking colon rupture, Andrew?
Never.
Well, what do you guys, if you want to do any kind of little outro just about the game, what did you think so far? I know this was just a little taste, just a fucking crazy. I didn't even get to do the scenario that I actually had randomized, but
I was wondering about that.
well, the robot going murder fucking hobo was just kind of like an event that I rolled randomly. His program interface degraded, and so he goes insane. But has not gone full on
PvP. That's the first time I've ever done that too.
I had another little thing I'd rolled up involving a black hole and a $1 billion space yacht that was drifting too close and being pulled in. That you guys could have gone on a rescue mission or a salvage mission or something like that. But we never made it that far. So maybe next time.
Oh no, that was much better.
This is just the character intro.
I know.
Just don't let this group do character intros. That's the sort of just get straight to the adventure. Jump that sort of introductory remarks.
Oh,
they're not safe.
I'm glad I didn't railroad this one. It was fun. So, what did you think, Andrew, about the just the setting and the game, the background itself?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I liked it.
Would you play it again?
Yeah, for sure.
What would you, Caius?
I thought it was interesting, and I'd like to see what a more standard adventure flavour would be like, rather than just us messing around.
Okay. What about you, Troy?
Yeah, I think it could go so many different places. This game system and setting, right? You could do so many different things with it, where every game could end up in a completely different place. It's like this all snowballed because of one action that I did during this character introduction, basically. And it could have been anything. You could have a space journey, space adventure. You could do any multitudes of things. The sex aspect of it and the brothel aspect of it doesn't need to be the end all of the game, right? It could be just one small aspect of it, or it might not come into play at all. So anyone that would judge it because of that, even though that's a big part of the setting as written, it doesn't need to be all of that. I don't think.
Right.
Yeah, it's like fucking named after it, man.
Yeah, that's true.
What about you, Whitey?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The randomness of character creation, I liked that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I had a good laugh there. I did, yeah. But like Troy says, I suppose you could do other stuff.
There's a lot of stuff you can do for sure.
But yeah, I enjoyed that, and I would play it again.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different potential like adventure seeds and scenarios in the book itself, and all kinds of random event charts and stuff like that. So I mean, there's tons of shit we can do.
So the system is basically, as you say, just 4d6. There's no stats. There's no attributes or anything like that.
You could do up to 66. I thought there were stats actually, because I remember it saying something about +1 to Constitution.
Yeah,
they mentioned Constitution, and Constitution re-rolls and things like that.
You know what? I think actually that might come in because there's an OSR conversion in here. So maybe that comes in if you're playing it in a different system or something like that. I'm not really sure. I have to go back and look into that deeper. I'm not sure what I did wrong there because I don't remember.
That purely random character generation can create some, really, really bizarre combinations and connections for characters for sure.
Oh yeah. So
you got to be open-minded if you're gonna play it that way. You can't take yourself too serious playing this game.
Yeah, looking at the blank character sheet here anyway, there are no stats like Constitution stuff like that. So that must have been just for if you're playing it in another system or in an OSR type thing. So I can't even remember what was the ability that gave you that +1 to Constitution or something like that.
It was I survived like some bout with a sexual disease or something.
Okay. I suppose we could work that into the system later on, again, just to give you like a reroll on some kind of saving throw or something like that, or who knows. Yeah. Cool. Well, I will definitely be running it again. This was only my first try, and I was flipping through the rules constantly as we did stuff, just because I'm familiarizing myself with it as well. But thanks for playing. Thanks for bringing each of your own individual special brands of depravity to this game session. And thanks to anybody who watched this. Now that I think about this, before I publicize it, I better slap an 18 and over tag on the video. But yeah, we'll definitely do some more space smut soon.